This is IGN.
A decent successor that expands on the original but never really surpasses it. This is your IGN review of Splitgate 2 by Jarrett Green. The 2021 relaunch of Splitgate solidified that Valve-style portals and old-school arena shooters are two great tastes that taste great together. Splitgate 2 carries that same great melding of run-and-gun action and tactical trickery that helped the original plant its flag in the genre, so it's starting from a good place. Only problem is, it never makes much net progress from there. Even though the addition of character classes and a wider range of power weapons help bring Splitgate 2 through a new threshold of promise, some of the other shots it takes through the looking glass loop around to bite it from behind, and have made me a bit less enthusiastic about the time I've spent with this free-to-play follow-up. Visually, quite a bit has changed relative to the original. Gone is the muted, more industrial look of the battle venues, replaced by lots of vibrant colors and brighter lighting. That all makes it look less distinctive and more like the many games trying to catch the eye of Fortnite players. In the trade-up from the grubby metal walls to the cleaner, sleeker surfaces, Splitgate 2 is also absent of the more interesting features that made the original's maps interesting and memorable. Features like deserts and trees that would be smack dab in the middle of a map, like in one of my favorites, Oasis, are now relegated to background decorations, and every surface you'll actually run and gun across feels samey across the 15 map options. Splitgate 2's biggest win is in gameplay tweaks that have a huge impact on pacing from match to match. The signature portals are still the X factor, allowing you to create paths between 2 points on the map on the fly. Once you wrap your head around how they work, they are fantastic tools for setting up ambushes, tricky getaways, and even manipulating physics to slingshot you across the map. I mostly use them here like I did in 2021, pulling off one-man flanks on jerks attempting to take my team's objectives. This time, though, it only takes one button to create both ends of your personal wormhole when shot in succession, making them much more convenient to use. It comes at a slight cost, in that opening one of your portals on top of an enemy's is the only way to close theirs, and that can force you to close off your own routes. But after logging over a dozen hours, I much prefer this minor drawback over the anti-portal grenades of yesteryear. The standard arsenal isn't much different than the original, which is a shame because it's not very imaginative. Most weapons have slick, futuristic curves and color schemes, but function exactly like the assault rifles, SMGs, and carbines you've wielded in too many other games to count, and I wasn't motivated to do much exploration of the options or customization of loadout presets because of that constant sense of déjà vu. They really just make me want to sprint to grab power weapons, which spawn with some fanfare on neutral points during matches, as soon as possible. These returning superguns have gotten a couple of notable additions to their lineup, including my favorite, a pair of machine pistols that can be combined to form a longer machine gun when aiming down the sights. These are all awesome, game-changing weapons that are worth the effort to secure every time they're available. Finally, the big new marquee feature of Splitgate 2 is the Battle Royale mode, and it operates mostly as expected. Many teams of 4 drop into a semi-random zone on the map and fight each other to be the last squad standing. The wrinkle it adds to the genre, besides portals, is that the greater map is made up of 4 smaller maps connected to one another by jump paths and tunnels. These maps are styled as different environments. There's a snowy zone and a lava zone, for instance, so it's easy to communicate which one you're talking about when planning with your team. Splitgate 2's version of the storm closing in around you is shutting down one of these regions, forcing all surviving squads towards each other in a shrinking set of rooms. The effect is mostly the same. Splitgate 2 is a competent successor to the original that expands on it, but never really surpasses it. There still are few shooters you can play right now that feel as good as this one does to jump, float, and slide around in, and the new class system adds a tactical layer that sort of sacrifices the original's philosophy of simplicity for the sake of mechanical depth. Weapons are good, if largely uninspired, outside the small handful of bangers you have to fight over in matches. But the map selection is a definite step backwards, both aesthetically and in the way they seem to discourage regular use of the shooter's signature portals. Even though it packs in a lot of modes and content in a fair free-to-play game, the effort to bring Splitgate 2 more in line with other popular shooters has taken it a step too far away from what made the original a cult hit. Splitgate 2's IGN score? 7 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Sam Lohr, and for the latest updates on Splitgate 2, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.